Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. If you resonate with the title and or the thumbnail, this is the perfect reading for you, delivered at the perfect time, courtesy of the universe through the language of synchronicity. This is a timely reading, so if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that could give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right, we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. And we have the Sun, the happiest card in the deck. Yahoo! So this is representing God's energy. There is this young child on this pony. And they are fearless. And this is this is representing a child of God that is on their destined path. And all the sunflowers here on the wall are turning to the sun. And that is representing the happiness. So the Sun is the happiest card in the deck. And it is saying that it's shining light on the entire reading to be a joyful reading. We do have a breath of fresh air coming in here. The Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is one of 4 pages in the tarot. And they would work for the king and queen at a very young age, 7 to 14. Back in those days, the life expectancy was half of what it is now. So it seems really young to us, but back then it wasn't so much. And it would be a real coup to be able to work for the palace. Their main job would be delivering communication within the palace walls and also, running small tasks and errands. And if they were doing, suitable for the work, they would then possibly be put up for knighthood when they were 21 if they could afford a horse. And each of them has their own element. This is the element of air. Air is representing your thoughts. And this is the sword is representing your mental intelligence and discipline of your mind. This card always reminds me of someone who's golfing. Like you think about the sport of golf. It's a very mental sport. And I feel like I'm not much into golfing myself, but I feel that a lot of the business people, politicians, etc., of course, it's more pleasant to be out in a beautiful golf course than in a stuffy convention center or an office. But I feel that they could probably learn a lot about someone, that they were interviewing for an important position, that type of thing. If you go and do 18 holes with someone, you could learn a lot about them. Like if on the first hole someone is like having a bad game and they end up throwing their club, that type of energy. Golf is a very mental sport. It's about being the best version of you since the last time that you played golf, basically. So if you can keep your shift together after having a bad hole, then maybe on the first one, you throw your club and kind of ends, it says a lot about whether you're a good winner, if you're a good loser, if you're interesting to converse with in between the holes, that type of energy. And so if, you can go back out there after the second hole and you are able to contain your emotions and discipline your mind and get a hole in one, that's pretty impressive. I feel that that's the type of energy that this card is talking about. Breath of fresh air. Of course, in the old days, the communication coming in would definitely be in person. But these days, it could be so many ways. So it could be a phone call, a text message, something coming in the mail, documents. This is also maybe you're on social media and you see something posted there. You might be watching the news and get a brilliant idea. This also can talk about having an aha moment within yourself, and where you're, all of a sudden you're doing the dishes and you've been thinking about something for days and all of a sudden it clicks, aha. Or you wake up from a dream and your intuition is telling you something. It's that type of energy. And we do have the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is communication coming in about the pentacle energy. Now, the pentacles do represent the element of earth. So this is about earthly matters, your health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional world. And the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest of all the knights. Like, they are like painfully slow. They can have a board meeting with themselves just to brush their teeth. It can be really frustrating waiting for the information coming in about the pentacle energy, because it takes so long. But a lot of the time, especially the pentacles do represent money, because of course money is a big part of being happy in the 3D. But you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want. So it's much more than just money. It's about lifestyle. But when it comes to financial matters and matters of lifestyle, it is a good thing to investigate, do your research, consult with, especially if you're investing a lot. This is about how much are you willing to invest of your time, money, and energy into any given project or person. And so that when the information comes in, it can be very beneficial. And the one thing we can say about the Knight of Pentacles, he might be slow, but he's thorough. So when his information comes in, it's usually a strong offer. We do have the Moon. The Moon is talking about hidden illusions and secrets coming out. This lobster is climbing out of the emotional water, and he wants to stay on his path in between these two pillars. But he's feeling vulnerable because there's this dog and this wolf, and they're both howling at the moon. And he's wondering, how am I going to get past them and stay on my path? He wants to stay in between these two pillars and not be distracted by outside influences that would take him off his path. And we do have, like, this energy can sometimes represent like the domestic dog. Are you, have you been really domestic and maybe you need to get out a little bit more? Or is this saying you're a wild child and maybe you need to come home and check if you have any mail, that type of situation. And then we have this representing the sun, the moon, the full moon and the new moon, which is talking about sometimes eclipse energy. Eclipse energies stay with us for about 6 months. It's when, we can have solar or lunar eclipses. And this is energy that's percolating on the back burner. So at this time that I am doing this reading, we did have 2 solar and a lunar eclipse about a month and a half ago. So that might be why it's coming up. Generally, there's some sort of eclipse energy hanging about. It's the kind of energy that you don't really notice it, but then when you look back about 6 months after the eclipse has happened, you'll notice, whoa, there was a whole lot of change in my life. You don't notice it while it's happening because you're busy dealing with it. We have this energy of the Pentacles coming in again here. The 6 of Pentacles does represent the energy of, sowing seeds and then being able to collect a harvest. And this would be probably around upper middle class energy. So this is someone that is starting to be at the point where they feel that they can give to others through charity. Now they've chosen to give to this person because their discernment is telling them that this person will appreciate what they're given and they will take it and benefit themselves with it. This person, they have the scales of justice over the hanging above their head, saying their discernment is telling them this person will not appreciate what is given to them, and so they're not giving it to them. He's got something in his pocket already, and so he has what he needs to move forward, but he doesn't want to risk his own money, so he's willing to risk yours. So this was a good judgment. This is about learning that give and take, and it's not just about money. It's about how much are you willing to invest of yourself in others, in projects, etc. What do you anticipate the return being, and is it an even fair exchange of energy? And so this sometimes can represent feeling breadcrumbed. We'll see as we go here. We have the Empress energy. So the Empress is representing someone who has a high level of manifestation ability. She's in the flow. So this is talking about someone that she's quite often considered to be pregnant with possibility. And she embodies the qualities of all 4 queens in the minor arcana. This is kind of a status symbol or a status of being in tarot. She's from the major arcana, and she embodies the qualities of all the 4 queens from the minor arcana wrapped into one person. And this is through life experience and still being able to stay on her destined path, be happy, within that journey. She is considered to be pregnant with possibility, as I said. So sometimes she can represent the energy of someone who is pregnant. This is saying you're very fertile at this time. So, be aware of that. If you're not wanting to get pregnant or get someone pregnant, you're fertile. And this is also talking about this wheat at her feet. The way the Empress goes about manifesting. She makes plans, she puts them into place, then she lets it go and allows, okay, this is what's happened. I've done everything that I'm willing to do. This is how much time, money, and energy I'm willing to invest in this particular project, person, etc. Let's see how it goes. And so if she, say, is going to grow a crop, she's going to say, okay, is that going to be wheat or durum? And then she's going to choose the perfect field for that, and then look at the soil. Does it need amending? Does it need fertilizing? She's going to make sure that all the stones and rocks and anything else that could damage the seeding and the harvest equipment is picked clean off the field so that there's no damage to any equipment. And then she will wait for the opportune time to plant it. And once she has planted it, she's an organic farmer, so she doesn't spray. So she says, okay, I'm done doing my part, nature. She waves her magic wand, you do your part now for me. And she's known to grow bumper crops with this. She has a very good attitude. She's in the flow. And this is talking about the King of Pentacles. So this is another energy of ability to really enjoy a good lifestyle. And the King of Pentacles is respected for his business acumen. This is someone that generally, the pentacles do represent earth. So this could be about land, real estate. Again, it could be someone that works the land, probably in a large way. Someone that has maybe a building, someone that's into real estate, a developer, that type of energy. If this is a real estate agent, it would definitely be someone that's high, that is well established and is dealing with high-end property, and also someone maybe that's in commercial property. This is also talking about banking industry, so financial advisors, accountants. If this is someone that actually works in a bank, it would be someone that is a manager and up. If it's a financial advisor, accountant, that insurance, any of that, this would definitely be a partner in an established firm. The energy is also of an entrepreneur that's doing very well. This also can represent the grapes on the robe here are representative in tarot of having a luxury item that's difficult to grow. And so this is someone that is known to be able to tackle difficult projects and bring them into being and see them through to the end so that they're successful. We do have the Justice card coming in. So there's some sort of energy here. I'm building a pyramid here, a small one. And we do have the Happiest card in the deck. This is what we're working with, a fresh idea or a breath of fresh air, someone new coming in. Someone you've been waiting for a while to bring in some information about pentacles. And we do have a lot of pentacle energy here. There could be some hidden illusions or secrets in the past or right now that are coming to light. This is talking about learning the discernment of, what and who you're going to invest in, and then being able to do a really good job of it, like the Empress and the King of Pentacles. Now, Justice is coming in for some reason. We don't quite know what it is, but this card quite often represents the sun is shining light on a situation to bring the truth into being, whatever that is. And again, it is considered the happiest card in the deck, and it reflects its light on all of the cards. So if Justice is coming in, it's saying if you're on the right side of the law, this is going to really be beneficial for you. Justice comes from the spiritual realm down to the physical. And she's wielding her sword here. You notice she has it up. She's in her right hand, and she's ready to, as soon as she has the word, she's ready to wield that justice. Her right foot is forward. So as soon as she gets the word from the Most High, that's what happens. This is talking sometimes also redemption from karma. And, a lot of people feel that karma is punishment, but karma is actually cause and effect of your actions or your inactions. So you could have direct karma where you go out there and you do something and it causes suffering for others, and you do it intentionally, or you don't do something that could stop the suffering of others, and you don't do anything about it when you could. This also could be direct or indirect, which is quite often leftover karma from your ancestors, and sometimes even your descendants' actions, and they don't clean it up before they head for the other realm, and the bloodline ends up having to clean it up. So someone down the bloodline eventually ends up cleaning up the mess for the ancestors, and also getting justice for them if there was some sort of justice that was not that didn't happen before they crossed the veil. And then we also have this energy of karmic spaces, which most people will fall into at one point or another. We're human beings, and we have a tendency to fall into spaces where we make mistakes as we go through life. It's just kind of part of being on the journey of life. And then we have here this energy bringing in a whole lot of opportunities. You have to have this discernment is a big deal here in this reading. It's talking about having the discernment to know, an investment or an agreement or a partnership that you make with one person may not be suitable for someone else. So you need to know yourself well enough to be able to see the opportunities in these cups. This card is talking about 7 different cups, each has a gift in it. They are considered to all be opportunities. They'll be dressed as challenges. So many possibilities are actually disguised as challenges. The universe wants us to pour our own energy into what we tackle, so that it has our own special ingredients added to it. So you're like a black hole now from all of this energy, just like sucking in opportunity, but it may look like the opportunity may be disguised as challenges. So just like a black hole, you're the center of your universe. You need to put your own spin on it and choose whichever cups are going to benefit you. It's not like you have to choose them all at once, or you have to decide, to take them all at or one at a time. You could take more than one if you feel that that's what you want to do. So it's destined for you. You can chill out and make the choice, and then work towards making whatever is in that cup an opportunity in your own special way. And we all have our own special qualities when we come into life. And so that is when you mix it in there, that's what makes the world such a beautiful place to be in. All the differences that we have coming when someone's dedicating their time and energy towards doing something that's beneficial and beautiful for the planet, it's going to add to it in some way, no doubt. And the hangman is talking about hanging from the tree of knowledge until you have a really good idea of which direction you want to take. So this is about taking your time until he hangs there, and he's upside down because he wants to gain a different perspective from all angles by looking at something and observing it. And then when he's ready, he comes down from the tree of knowledge and takes that knowledge that he's gained and puts it into action. Sometimes we can get stuck here and be hanging around for too long. And sometimes we can get too excited and not take the time to find a strong direction at all. We have 3 of cups here. And so this is talking about a card of celebration. It's not my favorite card of celebration, just for the simple fact that this energy sometimes can represent an energy of the cups are about love, and usually or often romantic love, but sometimes it could be love of anyone or anything. The thing is, these people aren't looking at each other. They're celebrating something that has happened, not each other in that event. And so this energy is talking about, in many cultures, if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, they'll freak out on you because in Europe in particular, they have a suspicion that if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, that it causes you and them 7 years bad luck in your romantic life. Quite often this card will come up more like gossip, slander, an energy of a third party involvement in a love relationship, that sort of energy. But we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt. It came up in a reading just recently where the reading was, it was a different context with this card. And it was like the body, the soul, and the spirit coming together as one. And so let's take it that, I think I'm going to need to clarify this reading to see what is what is it that it wants to really bring out here. If not for this card here, like this is definitely an improvement. It's an upgrade in your energy. We have a breath of fresh air coming in. This is talking about an aha moment, some information coming in that's really, it's like this type of energy where it's like, here's a whole new angle to look at something. So the justice coming in, and then opportunity coming in from that, a celebration. This is the hangman hanging from the tree of knowledge. Maybe this has been a while coming in because we do also have this energy here. This feels like it's something that is very successful lifestyle and, financially. The Empress energy, just from being in the flow and having an anticipation that, of course, it's going to work out. And this energy is talking about the seeds that you've sown. It's time to harvest them. So this reading is basically saying there's a lot of opportunity here, and this is a good time to move forward with it. I'm going to clarify for those of you who want clarification. This energy is actually a really cool reading. It's just like talking about, if you've been waiting a while for your the seeds that you've planted to come into fruition, it's right around the corner. Don't give up now. And perhaps this is something really surprisingly beautiful that you weren't expecting, maybe when you planted these seeds, for it to be as beneficial as what it is. So it could be a real pleasant surprise. It's kind of awesome. All right, so we're going to clarify with the cards, and the underlying energy to clarify here is this energy. All right. The cards that I'm using here, this is from my Oracle, Tales from the Vector. And I started this back in 2007, and in 2020, I completed all 64 paintings. The cards here, the numbers on them do represent the energy of the paintings as they are listed in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. I will put them in the order that they show up here, and then you can take a look and see if that maybe gives you more clarity. This is talking about the moon energy. It's coming up because on this day that I'm doing this reading, it's actually talking about the energy of a blue moon. We have a blue moon last night, and so that energy is quite intense right now. A blue moon is when there's 2 full moons in 1 month, so it's a rare opportunity coming in, and I feel like it's a real, like this is in the sign of Sagittarius, this moon, and it's kind of like a rare opportunity just to take advantage of things going your way, and just God smiling upon it, and the energy coming in a real strong way. It's saying use your intuition at this time, because there's just something really beneficial coming in that maybe you had no expectation whatsoever of coming in. It's good energy. We have the star energy, which is talking about, shining. It's time to shine your light. Maybe you had a dream last night or some sort of energy. It doesn't, like, whenever you're watching this, it's the right time for it. But if you go back to the blue moon on May 31st, it may give you some information if you're watching this, sometime later. But this card is talking about being a star, that you're meant to shine. And this could be saying, hey, this is your moment, this rare energy coming in. And then, but we have the Devil card here, which is talking about temptation. So what is this about? When the Devil card comes up, I always like to cover it with the next card up. You're not going to get the truth from the Devil. The temptation is very manipulative. So let's see, what are you tempted by? What's the Devil up to here? The Devil always sends a minion in to do their dirty work. So we want to see, who is that? What's this about? Or does God cover it? And we have anger. So this is interesting. So this is the gift that keeps on giving. And it's sitting on this pentacle energy. So there's some anger around some money that I feel that was supposed to be a gift. What is this about? I mean, this is a long time coming in, this energy. It's talking about, remember I said this is the slowest moving in the deck. And then after that, we have all this pentacle energy. So there may have been something, you might be angry, you might have had something happen where you didn't get what you deserved. There was some breadcrumbing energy. Really interesting. So this is talking about, anger. There can be righteous anger for sure. But anger is the gift that keeps on giving. So this could be generational anger. Like if justice is coming in, it could be, remember I said karma can be from your ancestors and that. Maybe something happened with your ancestors, money and their lifestyle, and they're still angry about it on the other side and they want it cleaned up. They want justice coming in for this. Interesting. We do have Gemini energy, and at this time also, this is talking about communication coming in. But about a month ago from the time I'm doing this reading, the Uranus moved into the sign of Gemini, and it hasn't been there since 1941 to 1949. So it sits in each sign for about 7.5 to 8 years. So, if the reading here is on June 1st, so that if you in the next 8 years are watching this reading, this is about, bottom line is Uranus in Gemini brings the truth out. And I feel that there's some sort of truth that your ancestors have been waiting a long time for, and they want justice. That represents this energy here. Remember what I said about the bloodline. Interesting. So this is also talking about using the energy, making sure that you use your intuition as well as your logic combined. And then we have the Emperor here. And this is all about high-level performance. So this is talking about, and we have an Empress here. So interesting. Now we have an Emperor and Empress with this. The Emperor is all four kings rolled into one person. High-level performance. He actually wears his armor underneath his robe. Ready to grab an opportunity at a moment's notice. I feel like there's some sort of rare opportunity coming up, and this could be in love and money, because we do have an energy here of a couple, a power couple. Pretty interesting energy. Now, what's going on here? High-level manifestation, but having to have the courage to be able to go after it. This is a total energetic upgrade. The Magician brings the thoughts from above, like from the heavens, what God, the brain, the intelligence that God gave you, to bring down to the earth to create your own beautiful garden on the planet. And it's saying you have all the tools that you need. 100% infinite potential to the power of infinity beyond. You need to use the tools that you have, and you need to use them wisely. So you need to use the right tool for the right job and learn how to use them. You may have noticed, if you've ever had a garden, if you leave the tools laying around the garden, they don't get up on their own and do the work for you. So this is saying, again, make sure, like, if you have a really good idea right now, I feel like this reading is saying, hey, and then look at this. We have the Lovers. So this could be about love and money. This is an interesting energy. This is saying it's a rare opportunity for you to have this beautiful combination of love and money. And, you know, originally the Lovers card was about choice, who you choose to bring into your personal inner circle, and being able to work with that energy to have a really beautiful lifestyle. Now, what is the card at the top? What is this saying? Interesting. So this is the karmic space of attachment. What's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. I feel like this is your, I feel this is a message coming in from your ancestors saying that you have a real big opportunity, a rare opportunity here coming in right now. Pay attention. Let go of what you're attached to at this moment. Like, expectations will create limitations. Perhaps what you're thinking about is such a good idea that you're not looking at it as big as it is. And it's kind of, I feel like it's saying, don't blow this idea off. Don't be talking about your idea to other people until you've looked into it further, because the Emperor and the Empress, they'll if they hear about this idea, they'll go for it for sure. And I mean, that could represent your energy, but it also could be talking about, you know, maybe you're too attached to some other idea and you aren't seeing this one. You're seeing it more as a challenge than an opportunity. I would say, you know, sleep on it and pay attention to your intuition. And maybe if you did have had some sort of idea and it seems like, oh, that's so far out there, you need to look into it. Like, do a little bit of research and, you know, meditate and pray on it and just see, because I feel like this is, and maybe it has something to do with someone that you just met that also could be a lover. That could be the Emperor and the Empress energy coming together as well. Like, you might have met someone and the two of you together managed to bring this wild and crazy idea into being. It's, I don't know, it's feeling like a rare opportunity type of energy. And I feel like that you might have got this idea via the your intuition, like through your dreams or whatever, because I just can feel this ancestral energy, and they're saying this is an idea that we had, we weren't able to take advantage of it. But if you do this, you might end up having what we wanted to have out of it, if that makes sense to you. Or maybe someone else took the idea and then they didn't, they were missing something in it, and that you, you know, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to your intuition so that you can have creative solutions and apply that logically to whatever, like if this is your reading, you will know what I'm talking about. Like, I just had an idea, but it was so out there that I kind of blew it off. This is saying, don't blow it off and be silent about it until you look into it more, and, you know, keep it to yourself, because I feel like whatever it is, it's one heck of an idea. Even the devil's interested in it. But don't worry, God has you covered. All right. I do hope you've enjoyed this. Give it a like and comment if you have. I'd be interested in the comments below if, you know, but don't share your idea yet. All right. I do hope you've enjoyed this. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. This is a random reading, so I just never know what's going to come out. This one was kind of fun. All right. Bye for now.